Welcome to EnglishPass Podcast, brought to you from our local studio in Calgary. I'm your host, Samantha, and today we're diving into an exciting topic: all-inclusive vacations. Whether you're a beginner or intermediate learner, in this podcast, we're helping you level up your English listening and reading skills. And before we get started, let me tell you that the sponsor of this episode is TypeFit, keyboard typing practice and learning service. Today, we're exploring something really interesting: all-inclusive vacations. This is a compelling subject for English learners because it covers a lot of practical vocabulary and real-world situations. So let's dive right in. An all-inclusive vacation is a comprehensive travel experience where the traveler pays a single price up front to cover most, if not all, of the essential costs of their trip. At its most basic level, this usually includes the cost of the hotel room, all 3 daily meals, snacks throughout the day, and a wide variety of drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. In many cases, it also covers round-trip flights, airport transfers, and certain types of entertainment or non-motorized water sports like kayaking or snorkeling. The main idea behind this model is to provide a stress-free environment where you do not have to worry about the cost of every individual meal or drink. Imagine arriving at a tropical paradise and being able to leave your wallet in the hotel safe for the entire week. It creates a sense of total freedom and financial security that many travelers find very appealing. To understand how this concept became so popular, we have to look back at its history. The pioneer of the modern all-inclusive model was a man named Gerard Blitz, who founded a company called Club Med in 1950. Interestingly, the first all-inclusive resorts were not luxurious at all. They were actually collections of simple tents on a beach in Majorca, Spain. Guests would help with the chores and eat communal meals. The goal was to create a sense of community and simplicity after the difficulties of World War II. Over the decades, however, the industry changed dramatically. In the 1970s and 1980s, brands like Sandals Resorts in Jamaica took the idea and turned it into a luxury experience. Today, the all-inclusive market is a multi-billion-dollar industry with resorts found all over the world, particularly in Mexico, the Caribbean, and parts of Europe and Southeast Asia. One of the most important terms to learn when discussing this topic is a package deal. A package deal is a set of various services, such as flights, accommodation, and meals, which are sold together as a single unit at a fixed price. The benefit of a package deal is that it is often cheaper than buying every component separately. For example, if you were to stay at a Sandals resort, which is a very famous brand that caters specifically to couples, you might find that the cost of your room includes access to over 10 different restaurants. This brings us to another key word: cuisine. Cuisine refers to a specific style of cooking or a type of food. At an all-inclusive resort, you might be able to sample Italian, Japanese, and Mexican cuisine all in the same evening without paying anything extra. This variety is a major selling point for people who love to try new foods, but do not want to worry about high restaurant prices in tourist areas. When you are looking at different resorts, you will often see them listing their amenities. Amenities are the extra features or services provided by a hotel or resort to make your stay more comfortable or enjoyable. These can range from basic things like free Wi-Fi and air conditioning to more exciting features like massive swimming pools with swim-up bars, fitness centers, and kids' clubs. For instance, Beaches Resorts, which is the family-oriented sister brand to Sandals, is famous for its incredible amenities. They often have huge water parks with slides, Xbox gaming lounges, and even character breakfasts where children can meet famous TV characters. This allows parents to relax by the pool while their children are safely entertained by trained staff. However, there is a common misconception that all-inclusive means that absolutely everything is free once you arrive. In reality, most resorts have a list of things that are not included in the initial price. These are often referred to as excursions. An excursion is a short trip or outing, usually for leisure or education, that takes you outside of the resort property. If you want to go zip-lining in a jungle, visit ancient ruins like Chichen Itza in Mexico, or take a boat tour to see dolphins, you will almost always have to pay an extra fee. Other things that might cost more include high-end spa treatments, bottles of very expensive vintage wine, or private romantic dinners on the beach. It is always a good idea to read the fine print of your booking to know exactly what your money covers. You do not want to be surprised by an unexpected bill at the end of your trip. The quality of an all-inclusive resort is often measured by its level of hospitality. Hospitality is the friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests. In many high-end resorts, like Excellence Resorts in the Dominican Republic, the hospitality is very personal. They often provide a concierge for their guests. A concierge is a hotel employee whose job is to assist guests by booking tour, making restaurant reservations, or solving any problems they might have. At an Excellence Resort, the staff might remember your name and your favorite drink by the second day of your stay. This level of service is one reason why many people return to the same resort year after year. Another real-world example of a unique all-inclusive model is Club Med. While they have moved away from their simple tent origins, they still have a unique culture. They use a system called GOs and GMs. GO stands for Gentles Organisateurs, Gracious Organizers, who are the staff members that eat, dance, and play sports with the guests. GM stands for Gentles Members, Gracious Members, which refers to the guests. This creates a very social atmosphere that is quite different from a traditional hotel where the staff and guests stay separate. If you are a solo traveler or someone who likes to make new friends, this type of environment can be much more rewarding than a standard hotel stay. While many people love the convenience of these vacations, there are some cultural and economic notes to consider. Some critics argue that all-inclusive resorts can be bad for local economies because tourists spend all their money inside the resort instead of at local shops and restaurants. To solve this, some brands are focusing on sustainability. Sustainability in travel means acting in a way that protects the environment and the local community so that it remains healthy for a long time. A great example of this is Icos Resorts in Greece. They offer a local discovery program where guests can take a car provided by the resort for one day to explore the local area. They even include a dinner at a local village restaurant in the all-inclusive price. This encourages guests to see the real culture of the country while still enjoying the benefits of their prepaid vacation. There is also a wide range of luxury levels in this industry. At one end, you have large resorts like the Grand Palladium, which might have thousands of rooms and a very busy, energetic atmosphere. These are great for people who love big crowds and constant activities. On the other end, you have boutique all-inclusives like Naya Sumba in Indonesia. This is a very small, remote, and expensive resort that focuses on wellness and surfing. It shows that the all-inclusive model is not just for crowded beaches. It can also be used for very high-end, private experiences where you have a custom itinerary. An itinerary is a planned route or a list of activities for a journey. At a place like Naya Sumba, your itinerary might include a morning yoga session, a guided hike to a waterfall, and a fresh seafood lunch, all organized specifically for you. When planning a trip, it is also important to understand the difference between all-inclusive and the European plan. The European plan is a hotel system where the price you pay only covers the room, and all meals and drinks are extra. If you are someone who likes to explore a different city every day and eat at a different local cafe for every meal, the European plan might be better for you. However, if your goal is to stay in one beautiful place and relax without doing any math or looking at prices, the all-inclusive model is usually the winner. As the travel industry continues to evolve, we are seeing more niche all-inclusive options. There are now resorts that focus entirely on fitness and detox, where the price includes personal training and healthy meals. There are also eco-resorts that focus on nature and education. The key takeaway is that an all-inclusive vacation is no longer just a one-size-fits-all experience. Whether you are a couple looking for romance, a family looking for fun, or a solo traveler looking for adventure, there is likely a resort that fits your needs. Providing you with a home away from home, where the only thing you have to decide is which pool to sit by or which dessert to try first. This simplicity is the true heart of the all-inclusive world, making it one of the most popular ways to see the world while truly leaving your worries behind. And that's all for today's episode of EnglishPass Podcast. I hope you found this helpful. Remember to practice what you've learned and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we improve. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and join us next time. Let me remind you that the sponsor of the episode is TypeFit, and I suggest to check the link at the description. I'm Samantha, and I'm excited to be your host for many more fascinating episodes to come. Until then, keep learning and keep growing. Goodbye.